The war did not arrive all at once. It crept into everyday life through fear, through silence, and through the sound of sirens that eventually became impossible to ignore. When the city began to shake and the sky glowed with fire, the family understood that staying was no longer an option. They ran without a plan, guided only by the need to survive. The father carried one child in his arms, holding on tightly as they moved through streets that no longer felt familiar. The other child stayed close, afraid of being left behind. The mother followed them, urging them forward even as exhaustion slowed her steps. Around them, the city they once knew faded into chaos, and with every step, they moved farther away from the life they had lost. They traveled through forests and along narrow paths, hiding when danger passed overhead, and resting only when their bodies could go no farther. Fear followed them constantly, until slowly, almost without realizing it, the sounds of war began to fade. By morning, the air felt different, lighter, and ahead of them lay mountains untouched by destruction. Beyond those mountains, they found a small village. The village was quiet, surrounded by open land and trees. Smoke rose peacefully into the sky, and people moved without fear or urgency. The family hesitated at first, unsure whether safety could truly exist, but they were welcomed without questions and allowed to stay. At the beginning, peace felt unfamiliar. Their bodies remained tense, always listening for danger. But time moved differently in the village. Days passed steadily, without alarms or fear, and nights ended without panic. Slowly, the family began to understand that they were no longer being chased. The children were the first to adjust. Each morning, they followed familiar paths with other children from the village, learning routines and finding comfort in repetition. At first, they were quiet and cautious. But with each passing day, they returned more confident, carrying stories of lessons learned and moments of laughter. Their steps grew lighter, and fear no longer followed them everywhere. The parents watched this change carefully. The father found purpose by helping where he was needed, learning the land and the people who lived there. The mother found comfort in structure and routine, in days that unfolded predictably instead of unexpectedly. Gradually, their movements softened, and their voices no longer carried urgency. Even so, the past did not disappear completely. Certain sounds caused hesitation. Certain silences brought memories rushing back. The war had shaped them, and that could not be undone. But in the village, those memories no longer controlled their present. As time passed, the land changed around them. The air cooled, then warmed again. The village shifted with the seasons, and with every change, the family felt something inside them slowly heal. What once felt overwhelming became manageable. What once felt permanent became distant. Evenings became moments of rest rather than worry. The family spent time together, listening to the natural sounds around them and watching the day come to an end without fear. The children laughed freely now, sleeping peacefully through the night. The parents spoke openly, no longer whispering or watching the sky. One morning, the mother noticed something she had not realized before. The constant tension that once lived in her chest was gone. Her thoughts no longer raced ahead, preparing for danger. For the first time, she understood that no one in her family was running anymore. They had not returned to the life they lost, and they never would, but they had found something new, a life shaped not by fear, but by continuity and hope. The road behind them was filled with escape and survival, but the road ahead was steady and open. The war still existed somewhere beyond the mountains, and the world remained uncertain. But here, in this quiet village, life continued forward. And for the family who had once run without direction, that forward movement was enough. The running had ended, and in its place, life had begun again.